Hello and welcome everyone. This is Sabaa, brand ambassador of Graphic 45. So today I'm here with a very beautiful album. This is an interactive album which I have made, but this time it is with a very different and a unique technique. Yes, you heard it right. So usually we make an album whereas we work on the base first and then we work on the pages. But this time this is gonna be vice versa. Basically, we are going to prepare the pages first. We will make the entire layout and then we will make the base, and at last we will make the cover page. So the reason behind it is, as you can see on each pages there is a floral cluster, and we know that it is a 3D flowers, and usually what happens is if we make this type of clusters into pre-prepared album bases, then it gets damaged or get pressed because of the when we close the album. So this time, as per our flower height, as per our floral cluster height, we will give the gap between each pages and we will make a spine ready according to our page layout, and then we'll work. Alright, so let's start the process. So I am using Cottage Life collection here. So these are 8 pieces of pattern paper which I have cut into the size of 6 inches by 8 inches. Now I will be using natural linen ink dye from Graphic 45 and will distress the entire page. You can see the difference and the finishing it gives to the page. I will be showing you the difference as well in distress and the normal page. Alright, so let's start with page 1. So these are some dyes which I am using here. I am using Policy Decorative dye, the corner. They will be 6 by 8 inch paper pack and some other piece of pattern papers. All the measurements you can get into description box, or you can get it into my blog post. In blog post I have showed it in very I have mentioned all the measurements and the raw material which you required in a very detailed format, so you will get that into the blog post properly. The link will be shared into the description box. Now as you can see, I am adding all my pattern paper on a black colored cardstock, and that's how I will use this corner dies, and I will be decorating my corners of my each tags. So this tag, either you can make it as a flip or you can directly paste it. So this time I am trying to use it in a different way. I wanted to give it a pocket, so you will be seeing in upcoming video that how we are going to fix it on a paper, on basically on a base paper. So that's how 2 pages are ready. Now I will start adding it on my paper. So see, that's how we need to fix it. This is some cut piece of paper so that it gives some detailings to your work. Now you just need to add glue to 2 sides, and that's how you need to just spread it with the help of your finger and just paste it. The top part you have to keep it open so that you can slide in another tag. Alright, so I'm using here chipboard and will be using some other chippies as well. These are some decorative handmade flowers which I have made according to the theme of the Cottage Life collection. So these are the fabric flowers which I have created. Now that's how I'm using some cutouts from the pattern paper, and that's how I will be using at the base. You need to make sure that you are using some cardboards or a chipboard piece at the bottom of your each layers so that it gives dimension to your entire floral cluster. And that's how we will start decorating it and we'll fix it. Alright, so our first page is almost ready. It's now left to decorate or to give it a finish. So I prefer to finish all my project using chunky not chunky but microfine glitters. Then at last I add very little chunky glitter Then I also prefer to use some micro pearls and some sequences on my floral cluster or to give the finishing to my project. I am also adding it to the some corners of the chipboards and some gaps where I found it empty, and that's how my page was ready. Now that's a page 2, and these are some raw materials which is required for it. Again, I will start preparing my tags, my journaling cards. So you will get in Graphic 45, you will get the journaling cards, and that's how that comes in two different sizes. The big one is 4 inches by 6 inches of size, which is perfect for making your flaps or your pockets, or your pocket tags. This is like perfect, ready to go. And that's what I really loved about it, because in a very less time I got pre-prepared tags, and it is printed from both the sides. So if you wanted to use the printed one, you can go ahead with that. And if you wanted to use something to write down, then it has in most of the tags there was a space to write down or to note down something. Just we do it in postcard. So that was a very nice idea, and that's how I'm decorating all the corners. This basically gives finish to your project. So these are very minute things which we need to keep in mind, and ultimately then our project comes out very beautiful. So this is how my tag is ready. Here is another piece of paper I have which I am adding here as a flap. All the measurements would be given into the post which I have informed you. Now this is the square and tag. Sorry, it is the square tag and clock die. So I have just used the outer part of it, and I have pasted it on a piece of cardstock. So here I have decided to, earlier I decided to make it as a flap, but now I am planning to use this journaling card as a center message. So I will be adding it with the help of some chipboards. I will be pasting some chipboards, and then I will glue it on the base page, just because I wanted to give it a dimension. Now I will start adding glue here on the back side of my chipboards, and then I will paste it on the base page. You need to be a little careful because it is gonna be wet, so it may leave its space. So you just need to be careful till the time it does not get properly fixed. Now here is a small journaling card, whereas I have added a piece of strip on the side, and then I will fix it on the page. So that's how, if you wanted to add something, you can just add you can just, for example, if you are taking 1 inches of strip, you can just divide it or score it at half an inch, and then you can paste it. And now I will be using some stickers here and decorate the part, especially the empty parts. Now I will be fixing this circle part which I have made using square tag and clock die. I am just adding the glue on the half part of the circle, just because I wanted to make it at the center of my page. Now here are some twines, because this is gonna be, because we have given the we have fixed our inside journaling card with the chipboard, so it has dimension. So to close the flap, we need to have something to tie the page. So that is why I have decided to use a twine here, and that's how we can add a twine. If you are deciding to add it later, you can use a technique like this. You can just add a twine here, and then you can paste a pattern paper on it, so that this part would also hide, and you will get the option to close your flaps. So see, like this, I will hide the entire part from where I am adding the twine. and that's how we will add the twine to the other side, so that we will get these ribbons from both the sides to tie a knot. Now it's time to decorate this part. So I will be using some handmade flowers and leaves, and also I will try to decorate it with some fussy cutouts, and we'll be finishing it with glitters, pearls and sequences. So that is how our finished page will look like. Now let's start with page 3. So these are the material we require for our third page. So these are again a journaling cards which is smaller in size, and I pre-prepared it by adding it on a cardstock, and also I have decorated the corners. Because I was using policy and decorative dye to decorate the corners, so I am using the same dye for my entire album tags wherever I am decorating it. Now this is the bigger journaling card which I have cut from the center, and I will be adding this lace cutout in the center. So basically I wanted to make it a window, and which would be decorated or covered with this lace. Now because I wanted to make it in a pocket, so I will be adding it as shown in the video. I will be putting glue only on the 3 sides and not on the top side. The top side would be open so that we can slide something inside. Any picture or message we can slide in easily. Now to add that, we will be adding it along with, as I told you before, we will be taking a strip of 1 inch. We will divide it, score it in half, and then we'll paste it. And that's how you can get a flap here. Now that's a time for page 4. So here are some more dyes which I am using here. This one is folder and sentiment dye, and this one is tag, pocket and butterfly dye. So that's how I will make a pocket. Again, for making pocket I would be adding glue only to 2 sides so that it will have the open side or at the top, and the same way we will add the glue at the bottom as well. And that's how once we'll fix it, we will get the opening on the top. And that's how I will add all my journaling cards and the tag on a cardstock, and I will start putting it into a pocket. Now time for page 5. These are the materials which I required. Again I have used tag, pocket and butterfly dye. And these are the journaling card, the big one and the small one, which I have pre-prepared. I have pasted it on cardstock, and also I have decorated the corners using the policy and decorative dies. Now this time I wanted to give it a flap, so I would be using the strip of 4 inches by 7.75 of inches. All the measurements are given in the blog post. And that's how this page is ready. All the inside part we will be decorated with another pattern paper. For decorating each layout I have already shown 2 pages, so you can follow that. Now it's a time for page 6. These are again journaling cards which I have added on cardstock. Now I will be decorating it using our sticker sheet. Just make sure that whatever the blank part you are seeing, you can just hide it using your sticker sheet, or you can also use some strip of your pattern paper. Now it's a time to decorate our floral cluster. So I would be using a glitter. The mix of chunky glitter and microfine glitter I am using here. I am also adding some microfine pearl. So I am preferring to use a white color because it goes very well and it merges out very well with every color theme. And that's how our next page is also ready. Just look at it, how beautiful it turned out. Now it's time for page 7. So here are the list of materials which I am using. So this is a cutout. This flower is a cutout from 12 cross 12 inches of paper pack. So it gave me a good big size of cutout so that I can use it to make an entire pocket. And see, I have added a glue only to the two side, and that's how the another opening has given me a pocket, and which would be helpful in holding my tags and the journaling cards. Again, I was finding the upper part little blank, so I am using some sticker sheet here. I am also using some stickers here because I wanted to give the pocket a little stronger base. Now it's time to work on our page 8. So these are the list of materials which we require. So again, I'm using journaling cards, big and the smaller in size, which I have pre-prepared using pasting it on a cardstock. So this is a strip of a paper which is 2 inches in width. Now that's how I will make a belly band, and I will slide in my tags inside it. So that's how you can use your journaling cards and the tags to put it inside, and it will give a proper holding to your tags. To see how properly it is getting fixed inside. Now at the center I will start decorating it. So I am planning to use some chipboard here. I will use a chipboard and also some flowers here, and will decorate the floral cluster and make a floral cluster, and will decorate the center. Now it's time to start working on our base. So I'm using chipboard sheet. So this is a black color chipboard sheet from Graphic 45. So I will be cutting out 6 inches by 8 inches of paper, and this is 10 in numbers. Now this is most important part. This is a strip of a paper, and these black color strips are 0.75 inches in width, and these are some fabric, a white color fabric, which I will be using to bind my entire album. So I am using the same fabric. So basically you need to paste this black chipboard strip onto this fabric, and this will be our spine. So that's how you need to paste it. Your fabric would be little bigger from both the end, and that is how you need to paste all your this prepared strip onto this piece of pattern paper. Now here you need to make sure that you give a gap of 0.2 inches between each strips. Now I'm adding it on a piece of another pattern paper because I wanted to make it little sturdy. So I will add it into another piece of pattern paper. Also I will be making sure that I remove all the extra fabric, because if the fabric would be extra, it will give a bulging corners and it will not give a finishing to your album. Now this is a small strip of a fabric which I have added on the side, and I have stitched it. Here is a lining which I will add at the inside part of this fabric piece, and then we will fold it as shown in the video here. And that's how you will get a perfect piping for your spine. Just make sure you keep on removing the extra fabric, because it will ultimately bulge out your finished album base. So you need to keep in mind that. Now I will start adding my chipboard pieces here. And that's how you need to paste from both the sides. Now it's time to work on a cover page. So this is my waste pattern paper, these scraps. So I will be using that. I will fix it together, and I will fix my chipboard cutouts here. The gap between the spine and the cover page should be 0.2 inches. Now I will be adding a lining. So basically, if you are using, or if you wanted to do a fabric binding to your album, it is best practice to add a lining, and then you can put your fabric, because you just cannot directly put glue to your fabric and then you can paste it. It will ruin your fabric. And that's how I'll put the fabric on top of my lining, and I will stitch it from all around. So this is an embellishment from Graphic 45, which I am planning to use it on my spine here. And now we will fix our base which we have prepared. Now it's time to add our pre-prepared pages on our album, into our album. And that's how I will start adding a glue. I will spread it properly, and then I will start fixing it here. I have already marked while I was working. I have marked my pages like 1, 2, 3, 4 page wise, and then I will start adding it on my base. And that's how my album is ready. Now I will start working on the cover page. These are some materials which I am planning to use. These are some cutouts from the pattern paper. These are some handmade flowers, some twine. You can use. I am using this molded design here at the center. If you can see at the corner, the blue design in the corner, it is a chipboard. So I have used a chipboard which has a hole from both the sides, and I will fix it in a way so that it will come out little bit outside of my album rim, which will help me to add some chain to the album. So if you are also planning to give a chain closure to your album, this is the best way. You can use these chipboards to both the sides, like on front page as well as on back page, and then you can add your chain using your jump ring. So this is one of the best way to give a closure, and it looks very classy. So you also can try this idea. Now I will be using some flower. Now here I am just finding out like which way would look better in terms of my floral arrangement. So I will just find it out and I will then fix it using a hot glue gun. So that's how we will add the chipboard at the back page, and we can give a closure of chain. Now it's time to decorate our cover page. I am using chunky glitter with mix of microfine glitters, some pearls, sequences. You can be as creative as possible. I have also used some golden and white pearls here on the top so that it gives a beautiful look and it goes well with the album. And that's how I have added the chain. And I have added a lobster chain so that we can close and open our album properly. So that's how our entire album is ready. I hope you really liked and enjoyed the entire process video. Thank you. Bye bye.